was really excited when I saw this project, and I'm really interested in this subject. So I was hoping, and I was expecting that we were gonna talk about gender equality, and we're trying to fix or trying to find solutions to the problems that we have. And I was really excited to hear from different nationalities the problems that they face, or how do they expect us to face.
First of all, I applied because I want to study international relations, and I find it's a great opportunity how to get to know people not only from Europe but also from Middle East, and how to see what's the opinion on migration from the other side.
I heard that we're gonna be like Czechs, Germans and Palestinians, and that was actually my biggest, let's say, field of interest. I never met people from Palestine, so it was really interesting to see how their views differ from mine, for example.
To be honest, like for us, this is the first time we're doing such a project, so I had a lot of abstract expectations because I didn't really know what to expect, how it's going to be, what's going to happen. I was also really hoping to get some new insights about the situation in Palestine, because I've also never met actually people from there, and the way you can inform yourself in Germany by the media, and it's always a bit biased.
I like setting new challenges for myself, and I like getting to know new people and experiencing new places. So I thought it would be a good idea to go and meet new people from around the world and visit a country I've never been to before, and learn from people and from cultures all around the world.
I applied to this project to speak for those who have no voice and those who are denied from their basic human rights. In Palestine, we don't have our basic rights. We are under occupation, so we don't have the right to move freely, to be educated because of the checkpoints make it very hard. Food, shelter, because this is all controlled by Israel. Gender equality is not really common in Palestine. There's a lot of discrimination between a woman and a man. So I think it was important to exchange our experiences and knowledge between people of different cultures.
Oh yeah. Before I came, I was worried a little bit because I've never met anyone from Middle East, neither from Africa or other countries in Europe and America and Asia. But after all, I was surprised in a very good way, and I'm glad that I got a chance to participate.
How people reacted towards our situation in Palestine, I didn't know that people will show that much kind of empathy and would be as much interested. I was also surprised by many things that I learned about other cultures, the Czech and the German cultures, which were really interesting.
I'm scared that they will find us, or they were going to feel that we are not open enough, or that we won't accept others, or they won't accept us. But my fear was in the wrong place, actually. The people, even in this town, were really welcoming. They're always smiling at us, and the colleagues here are accepting and are very excited to know how do we live. They're trying to find with us solutions, or expressing their feelings about what we face, and vice versa.
Yeah, before I came, oh, they are cold people, they don't like foreigners, they don't like maybe Arabs. I have an image for all people. When I came here, it's absolutely changed my mind, because everybody friendly here, and I felt so warm, and I'm with my family.
Our living situations differ a lot. I can't imagine living in Palestine right now, but still we had a lot of common ground actually, in discussions. That was really, really surprising for me.
Same. In general, the way they how liberal they seem to be, and how actually I expected them to be way more
conservative.
Yeah, conservative or traditional, even though it's not the right word, but somehow being more conservative. But also I was impressed by how they interact with each other, and it's really nice.
I actually enjoyed all of the activities, but mostly the active learning sessions and the discussions with the other participants, and just the tasks that the project gives us that allowed us to go in the nature, experience stuff for ourselves. That was very great. It's a new experience for me, like giving sports sessions that uses the sports for development approach as a tool in the sports session. It was new to me, to coach adult people, but it turned out so well.
So all of what we played were team sports, so the cooperation and the teamwork we had was amazing, and we had a lot of fun doing the sports. It was a good laugh.
The sports are really fun, and they have a point, and they have a connection with what we talk about. So that was a surprise, a nice surprise actually. And we learned from them, and we bond more when we play together.
I liked the sport activities because it wasn't just sport, but there was always something behind the sport. So it was based on always on some kind of issue, and during the game we were supposed to understand what was the problem and how do the people feel if they have this kind of problem. But especially I like the discussions because I'm glad I could see a different point of view from people representing different countries. I would say that I like the best the model of European Parliament. I was representative of the Czech Republic. I was surprised by seeing what kind of pressure it is to have this chance to represent.
I liked in the discussions, I thought that all of them many times agreed on the same type. If we talk about, I don't know, gender roles most of the time actually. Discussion were very differentiated, and no matter where, if the person came from Palestine, Germany, Czech, we all had good ideas on it.
I really liked when there was an activity that involves us like debating about a topic and expressing different opinions, because it was really interesting to hear different opinions from different people who come from different cultures with different backgrounds, beliefs, values. I thought that was really, really, really interesting and beneficial.
I pretty like the national evenings because it was interesting to see I don't know, what's their things or their meals, and these kind of things.
I think it's a good mixture in general. Like we have this very intense discussions, and where we reflect on very relevant issues. But then on the other hand, we also have a lot of fun.
Concerning Palestine, I have never heard about the issues like human rights problems. I knew that there was war going on. I knew there were many refugees escaping from the country, but I didn't understand the concept before. But now I understand what is it like to live somewhere where you don't really have all the human rights, and you cannot travel freely. You don't have water and electricity for a whole day. It's not something you would take for granted. And I realized that this is not what we should take for granted, that this is something that we have and that we should appreciate it.
I didn't know that they have to leave their home, and they were forced to do that. And like everyone is not like that we see them in news.
Having actually first-hand experiences from people who are living what we see in news, that's a total different experience.
Yeah.
And having this kind of view, additionally to what you're, what you get from your life in Germany, for example, that's, I think, a priceless experience.
It's now it got a personal touch for us. Like before, it was always just things you read in the books and or you saw documentaries, and you could relate somehow, but never on such an emotional and personal level.
I got new perspectives from the people here because as much as we think each person thinks of himself as open-minded and that they know a lot about a topic, there's always a new point of view that you hear, and it can alter or change a bit your point of view, and it can broaden your mind about the topics we discussed, and I think that getting to hear the experiences and the ideas of people from all around the world in one room broadened our perspective on all the topics we discussed.
We'll talk about the culture here and the friends I made, and of course what we learned in the workshops, the discussions, and the sports. If I had the chance, I will of course play with my friends the sports we did and give them the message from it, so we can pass this huge information to others and the experience, because it's wonderful. I'm looking forward to making a project when I get back that to translate what happened here and to transport it and to start like doing more activities with the Palestine Sports for Life.
Activities about gender equality and about everything that we did it. I can take it and implement it in my country, and because like I think I'm ready now to talk about like gender equality.
Yeah, as a coach and teacher also, I think that I'll use the way that we learned and the methods that has been used and the techniques, the active way of learning, and trying to create a friendly and atmosphere in the learning environment.
Like we were like a family. Now it's very hard for us to leave. Like we all want to stay with the people that we've met here. I love like how we stayed together all the time. It's not like we were separated into groups. Everyone was sitting with each other. Everyone was interacting with each other. We were all messing around, having fun. And when we had to be serious, everyone was involved. Everyone like debated and participated. So I think the most favorite thing here is the people. It was so fun. It was so rich.
Okay.
I don't want this to end actually. I hope it's like ongoing forever.
The thing I learned the most is about how different cultures, as much as we think that our cultures are different, at the end of the day we're all human and we're all the same people, so we can always work together to create a better world for us and for the generations coming after us. Because when you look at the news and what's happening around the world, most of what you hear is negative ideas about different countries and continents around the world. But coming here and meeting people you've never met in your life that come from different backgrounds and different countries, and being able to achieve something together collectively shows us that it doesn't matter what we see on TV or what the media shows us. We all can work together to create a better future for ourselves.